Now I have created an 8 by 10. So I've got 8 inches down the bottom and 10 inches going down from the top to the bottom. So I've closed off, even though it's 9 by 12, I don't want to use that because I accidentally ripped it the bottom. So I don't want to use that. This time I put the tape on my leg first, and then I went back to the paper, which will make it less tacky and less of a chance for it to rip up. And now I'm going to do a couple more details on my piece and then call it good. So we went over here last, and now we're going to do the same thing here, but this paper is 140 pounds. It's Arteza paper, and this is the other one I have. I can't remember the name. Okay, it'll be in my notes. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do now is take my smaller brush, which is my 3 round brush, go over and get some empty, make sure it's clean, and then I'm going to get cleaner water, and I'm going to go in and get a little bit darker green and make sure I want to capture some of these color changes right at the center of my piece to draw my attention here. But not too detailed that people feel like, oh, she's going to get every little petal. Those are called your guard petals on the flower before it opens up. I could show you one of those in a second. So they kind of start here. It's like a nice little ridge all the way around, almost like an artichoke. They have that all the way around at the base of the artichoke. It's this ledge that you're used to seeing. So I'm going to get that green. I'm going over here. I'm looking at my piece. I like to work from my actual pieces of my water is so far away. I'm going to bring it over, but I hope it doesn't slide down off the drafting table. Okay, so I've got some white sections here, and now you're going to see how I've gotten it wet with the darker green. And like here, I went in with a blue. I want to do the same thing here. So I'm going to go get that blue again, just so you can see how I'm going in here. I'm going to go towards the flower right in this section to kind of make a suggestion. Let's see. That right in here, it's going to be darker from the shadow. So right in here, I'm trying to just give a suggestion that these are here, and I might just use purple this time, so it gives a little more of a pop, a value difference. Bring your eyes to this section. This is where I want you to see, so I'm going right into here. And I do a lot of sip and paints for friends' birthday parties or strangers' birthday parties, and they love to do flowers, and I agree. I think that they're so fun to have a chance to play with paint in a way that wasn't probably taught in school, to just be really fluid and creative. So here we are, and even though it's really dark now, it won't be when it dries. It just lightens up. So I'm going to leave that alone for a minute here. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to work on my stem, because up here I had more purple. I'm going to go do a little bit more with that down here so that it kind of adds. So I'm just loading my brush and going down so that my piece has some energy to it. I'll probably not do a whole lot more other than just soften these areas. And because I taped it, it's going to run this direction. So I have to keep that in mind. When you tape it, it's harder to move your work. So when I work really large, I put it on a board so that I can move it. If you have a board around the house, you can use it. I went and bought this big board, but you can use a piece of cardboard, and you would tape this to the board. As you can see, I've got tape in there from before. And then you can just move the board around, excuse me, and you can see that you can move it this direction, you can move it that direction. You have flexibility when you tape your work down to it. And I can show you that another time. So this is my playfulness here, and I'm going to come in and just maybe sop up a little bit, just so that it's it's got some more creativity to it. There's another option you can do, and we'll do that another day, is to put saran wrap down. And that adds a really cool change. So I'm going to add one more splash of color and let it go. And I'm happy with that. So I'm going to leave that alone. Just added a little bit of, get one more big drip of purple. Maybe a little blue. I just like to have some motion going so that you feel like, oh, wow, this flower is just popping out. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there and come back to it. But what I'm going to do before I do anything else, because this tape is super tacky, I'm going to carefully pull up my tape. And like I said, I didn't mind this going over because I decided since I ripped the page down here, I could still salvage this beautiful little teaching work. All right, talk to you soon. Hope you're having a great day and you are keeping yourself healthy. Now I'm off to make some masks. Be well, and I hope your family's safe and healthy. Bye.